programming is brought to you by Local Video Marketing in association with CoachChick.com.
In terms of off-ice conditioning, the slide board is one of the best training tools because it emulates the skating stride as close as possible. And some people think, well, no, Bracko, you don't push straight to the side when you're skating. You push at a 45-degree angle. And that's not true. It's just hard to see. It's kind of like an optical illusion. But fast players push directly to the side, not 45 degrees. They push to the side. It's called hip abduction. So it's the exact same thing as skating. Now we can use this in 4 different ways. We can start off with just kind of cruise strides, just going back and forth, 2 hands on the stick. So cruise strides during a game are strides to maintain your speed or maintain your position on the ice. But the entire shift isn't cruise strides. So for instance, you could start with cruise strides and then get into a deep knee bend like you're starting to accelerate, going a little bit faster, 2 hands on your stick, 1 hand on your stick, and then acceleration, just going back and forth as much as you can, as fast as you can. And don't forget your arm movement. Remember, the arms in skating are going side to side, not forward and back. So pushing off to the side. So we've got 3. We've got cruise strides, deep knee bend, fast back and forth. And the 4th one is you can stick handle the ball and get your dog involved. So you're stick handling so your dog can't get the ball back and forth. The only problem with stick handling is that the focus is then on stick handling and not the conditioning, so you don't get as much of a metabolic load. Anyway, that's 4 ways you can do it. And remember that a shift lasts 30, 45, 60 seconds. So for instance, you're going back and forth for maybe 10 to 15 seconds, then a deep knee bend for maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and then really, really fast for the rest of that. And doing it 30, 45, 60 seconds, and then maybe 5 to 10 sets of those in your workout. Dry skating is another really good exercise, which is kind of a combination of the slide board and jump training. So the basic dry skating movement is similar to skating. You're pushing to the side. It's called hip abduction. And you got to move your arms. And remember, in skating, the arms go side to side, the same as the legs. So you can start off kind of like the slide board, where you're just doing cruise strides, and then change it and stick the landing and get a deep knee bend. And then you can do it a 3rd way, where you're going fast and trying to jump as far as you can. And then of course you can always hold a stick doing this, which might give you better balance. So we want to do this in a combination of what we did on the slide board, but also with jump training. So probably not as many repetitions that would cover 30, 45, or 60 seconds like on a shift, but maybe a 30-second set with as many repetitions as you can, and starting with the kind of the cruise dry skating, the deep knee dry skating, and then the fast pushing as far to the side as you can. And same as the jump training, we don't need to do that many, maybe 1 or 2 sets of 30 seconds, 2 times a week.
Do you have an expertise that would help our hockey viewers? If so, how about telling Dennis about that at coachchickhockey@gmail.com.
Stop taking pride in being hard on yourself. Here's what I mean by that. I'll ask an athlete, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard are you on yourself? Oh, I'm like a 9. And I can tell, like, they feel proud of that. So I'll say to them, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a perfectionist are you? Oh, 9. And again, they take pride in that. When I work with coaches will often say to me, yeah, my athletes are really hard on themselves. I'm like, so what? Stop wearing it as a badge of honor. I'm going to tell you why. When you're hard on yourself, it's called self-judgment. Every athlete that I work with that's really good at self-judgment, do you know what they're really bad at? Trying new things, taking risks, doing hard things, stepping up in big moments. Well, don't you think that kind of makes sense? If you're really hard on yourself, you're going to always play it safe to let yourself off the hook. I do not agree with, and I am not a fan of taking pride in being hard on yourself. I also believe that when you are hard on yourself in an unhealthy aspect, what that means is you can't handle imperfection. You can't handle mistakes. You can't handle losing. You can't handle messing up. You can't handle looking bad. Instead of judgment, instead of taking pride in, yeah, I'm really hard on myself, I think that hinders your performance. I think it stops your greatest self from showing up. Would you try this instead? Not going to like it. One of my favorite F words, forgive. It's the opposite of judgment. And sport does not teach us this. Kind of life doesn't either, now that I think about it. When you mess up, when you don't get what you want, when you lose, when you look bad, when you make mistakes, whatever it is, you didn't do it on purpose. It happens to everyone. Could you try a little forgiveness? If you ever think that you are going to try and be a creative athlete who tries new things, takes risks, hard things, go to the front of the line, steps up in big moments, I will tell you for sure, you will do those things more if you practice forgiving yourself when things don't work out. It is freeing to forgive yourself. If you're full of negative judgment and you take pride in it, you're in jail. Get out of jail. Forgive yourself. It is freeing. And not only that, it's what your greatest self does.
Wives' tale alert. That's right. If you're following non-scientific coaches for advice, you're most likely perpetuating the problem.
have my top 10 shoulder stretching mobilization exercises that I do before each and every upper body strength workout. You need to go ahead and get these started. You're gonna find that distraction is one of the most effective ways to go ahead and mobilize your shoulder and get it feeling great. Bands are the only way to go ahead and do that. Check these exercises out, but more importantly, make sure you start doing them today.
there, it's Kim Lukhard, Hockey Mom RD, and welcome to another episode of Hockey Nutrition. Today I'm going to be talking about pancakes and how to fit them into your skater's meal plan. But first, before you decide when to put them into your skater's meal plan, let's look at what is inside a pancake. At first glance, pancakes look like carbohydrates. However, let's take a look at the ingredients in a pancake. This is an actual recipe that I use, and yes, that's King Arthur flour that I use. Pancakes contain carbohydrates, proteins, and fat. So carbohydrates come from your flour and sugar. The salt masks the flavor of the baking powder, which can be very bitter. And the baking powder helps to leaven the pancakes. Flavor comes from cinnamon and vanilla, and fat from butter, the egg yolk, and a little bit in skim milk. Now, when you're putting this recipe together, and this is an actual recipe that I've used many times, you want to first sift your dry ingredients together, and then you're going to add the liquid to the dry. The trick with this recipe is you're going to melt 1 tablespoon of butter over very low heat. So be patient, because then you're going to blend in the egg yolk. If the pan is too hot, you're going to end up cooking the egg yolk and you won't get your recipe. Next, you take the egg white and whisk it into the skim milk. Then you add the butter egg mixture to the egg white mixture. Then that's your liquid mixture, which you then pour into a well of your dry ingredients, blend it into a nice batter, and portion out 1/4 a cup at a time into a non-stick frying pan or into a cast iron skillet like what I like to use. The reason why you want to measure 1/4 of a cup is this will yield a 4-inch pancake, and that is the serving size of the pancake. Here's a quick tip. If you like this recipe and you want to use it again and again, go ahead and measure all the first 5 ingredients: flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, and cinnamon, and keep it in a Ziploc bag and date it. And then when you want to make pancakes from scratch, all you need to do is dump the Ziploc bag ingredients into a bowl, mix together your liquid ingredients, and you have your pancakes ready a lot quicker. These pancakes will keep cooked for about 2 days in the refrigerator. I've never gone longer than 2 days. And they reheat best in a conventional oven and a toaster. You can use a microwave. I prefer a conventional oven and a toaster. Now, when you want to use these pancakes in your skater's meal plan, the 4 to 6 hour window is best because they do contain those 3 ingredients, the 3 macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And a good mix is 1 or 2 pancakes, 4 inches in diameter, a side of fruit, and 1 glass of low-fat milk. Now, if you're stuck at McDonald's in between games, I have used their flapjacks in between games in a 2-hour window. 1 pancake, though, no butter, a little teeny bit of syrup, and then again, a glass of low-fat milk. To learn more about youth ice hockey nutrition, come on over and join my Facebook group, Youth Ice Hockey Nutrition Solutions for Busy Hockey Parents. Until next time, this is Kim Lukhard. Happy skating.
Just get a load of what Coach Chic says about drill design. You know, for almost every drill we coaches use, there is the obvious good, as it's meant to do, plus a not so obvious negative. And, after that, how about things he sees so often, in social media? The problem is that a hockey player doesn't get to play in a vacuum. No, everything he or she does on the ice is usually done amid lots of craziness. And, at some levels like the one the kid above competes at, there are people out there on the ice trying to hurt you. Then, in contrast to what one hockey guru suggests about his shooting courses, hockey goals seldom come off the sticks of players who are standing prettily in front of a net. No, there are bad guys all around, and, we might be better off practicing shots while being mauled, while on the seat of our pants, while far off balance, on one skate, and so forth. So, do check out this free post, for much more on his observations.
We have here drill once against 0. We have one player that shooted on the net. It's actually the drill from both sides. For example, we do it from this side. The player number 13 shooted a puck. He went this way. Now he receives a pass from player number 10. And he goes this way. Shoot this player. So player number 10 followed him. It's like a little bit back checking. After he followed him, or after it's done, the player number 10 goes this way, pass from player number 4, and he goes on this net again. Player number 4 follows, and so else, and so else. These drills were great. I think it's got a lot of options. Love it if I've seen that, and I think it's a great work of the coaches. Now we have here the next drill, once again 0. For example, player number 1 starts and he goes without pack, pass, much more passes. He comes here. Now this player number 7 comes with a pack. He pass over here, and now we have two options. The player number 1 goes this way, and player number 7 goes in the front of the net or on the rebound, or we have the next option that the player number 7 just do a back checking. As soon as the player number 1 played the last pass, player number 4 starts with a puck and now pass. He goes over here, player number 9 comes this way, pass, and like previously drill or previously group of the players shoot, and the second player he goes in the front of the net, or he can do rebound. Very great drill. The next drill is grid drill once again 0 with breakout principles. Defender or both defenders on both sides starts and they receive a pass. For example, here we see player number 2. Player number 2 goes this way. Player number 1 goes this way, so we have him here. He receives a pass from the defender. Defender is moving pass on this player, and this player goes on the net, shoots the puck, and comes over here, and we have here some pucks. The player number 1 who did this pass this player goes this way, stops, and defender. This one got one more puck from the another player, so we have here pass, and he does a pass on this player. Now he goes second shot, defender is here. The first player have already taken the puck, pass. This player is in the front of the net, and he takes a shot. Very good drill, great movie, very good movement. I love this drill. Two against one drill, we start from both sides. It's important to start from both sides. It's important to have a great timing because we need cooperation from all sides. For example, on the left side, we have players number 1 and 2. For example, player number 1, he starts and he plays a pass on the player number 3 or defender number 3, defender number 3 on defender number 4. What we want to see right now, the player number 1 went this way, player number 2 went this way, he receives a pass from the defender and he plays a pass on this forward. It's actually the same principle like previous drill. What we want to see right now, because the drill started also from the other side, we have here defender ready. The defender is ready. He receives a pass, and right now, what we want to see, actually, both forwards they rotate like this, and they receive a pass. They go. These two guys they skate 2 against 1 on this defender. And after this drill is done, or this first part of the drill is done, we have the second situation, 2 against 1. The coach may play a pass on the boards, and we have here the second situation, 2 against 1. That's all. It's very easy drill. It's very easy to do. It has a lot of speed. It has a lot of movement. I think it's a great one.
I'm forever teasing some of my parents about the things they yell from the bleachers. I know it is important for the kids to keep their sticks on the ice. And for the most part, it is important to hold a stick in two hands. Yet, there are actually a few occasions when it's useful for a player to be adept at handling his or her stick in only one hand. A backskating defensive player should hold the stick in the top hand as he or she plays a rival puck carrier. In penalty killing, an extended stick is often used to block enemy passing lanes. An extended stick is also useful as a steering tool when a checker approaches a puck carrier. Some of the best puck handling moves originate with an attacker teasing a defender with a very wide movement of the puck. And the puck can often be held far out and away from an opponent in this fashion.
This has been a local video marketing production. We hope you've enjoyed this, and that you've picked up a number of great hockey tips. Please do tell some friends about these shows, and let the contributing coaches know how much you appreciate them.